Happy Friday, y'all. Happy to have Jonah on stream today. Some of you guys might recognize Jonah. I've done a couple videos with him, but he's got an awesome, basically like brand direct wholesale business. We're going to start probably doing some wholesale Fridays, something like that. Have Jonah on here, kind of talk about different, topics that help us kind of get into the wholesale game for those of us who are kind of curious about that. So yeah, let me know like if you guys have wholesale specific questions, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be chopping it up. And then we're also going to have just like a little bit of information, stuff like that for you guys as well. So, maybe some shows, that kind of thing. Quick little presentations for you guys. Today, though, I know Jonah's just got like some information to run through. Just kind of quick little dialogue with you guys. Basically, love to be very like open format on Wholesale Fridays. And let's excited to see all you guys today. Thanks for hopping on, Jonah.
Of course. Yo. What up, guys? I got to stream my YouTube next time. I can't see anybody, but for whoever's in here, if you have any questions, comments, drop them in here. OA or wholesale, we'll knock it both out. But for Fridays moving forward, I want to get this going every Friday, wholesale streams.
Yeah, I think it'd be super fun. What's up, Jim? Yeah, fire away with any questions you guys got. We love talking wholesale, but usually OA questions are also applicable to wholesale and vice versa, especially on the beginner level. But how are things going for you on the actual wholesale side of the business lately? I know you've been kind of going super hard on brand direct. Like what's that looking like for you?
Yeah, it's interesting, to be honest. It's hard to differentiate things sometimes too, because I don't love to just say like wholesale or brand direct, because a lot of times it does mesh one into the other. You're doing wholesale, find a distributor, open an account, and then realize, hey, I also can open a brand direct account. So like they cross over so often that I do have like a couple distributors I work with still to this day. A lot of the stuff, the buy and resell, I still do as much as I can if it's profitable, of course. But as those died out, I realized with my distributors, it's like, man, if I can get them to see the vision with Amazon too and how these brands need help, I can get them on my side. So with distributors that I work with, a lot of the times I kind of shoulder tap them and say, hey, how's it going with this brand? Or what's the relationship like there? I realized they had, only 2 of their products on Amazon, but they have an entire product line. Can we get some more up and running?
Sure.
Conversations like that lead your general buy and flip wholesale with a distributor into more brand direct conversations down the line, which I think honestly should be somebody's goal, everybody's goal.
For sure. You set your YouTube notification. There you go, man. Yeah, let us know if you have any wholesale specific questions or just anything you're running into on a very cold Friday here. Although you're immune to all that over there, aren't you?
Not, dude. It's 50 degrees. I'm freezing. If it dips below 55, it's like, okay, what's going on?
It felt like -30 here at like 7 a.m. So I got you.
I know you're missing it for golf too, bro. You gotta
for sure.
You need that green grass.
For sure. Yeah. So I like what you're talking about. You're getting brand direct leads, just like talking to distributors? Cause like my initial thought on that is like, oh, you're cutting out the distributor. Like, do your distributors just hate you? Like,
no, that's a lot of people do think that. So I have an interesting setup to where I have gone straight brand direct. Distributor doesn't work with them anymore. But I want to create a system to where it's just a synergy, streamlined channel of inventory for brands. So a lot of brands won't sell to just any online retailer. So you guys go to open the account, they'll point you to a distributor instead. They're like, I don't work with any new accounts. If you want to buy inventory, go to these guys. So they'll point you to distributors anyways. My thing with going to distributors and then the brand is because I will still buy inventory through the distributor if I'm communicating with the brand too, and I have the ability to help fix the listing or create a new product, because it's great for my distributor a lot of the times because now they're carrying more and more products from the brand too. So certain distributors, they work with brands, but they carry 50% of the product line or they carry 80% of the product line. They don't carry everything. So the more products that they have on their sheet, I used to be the guy, I'd get a sheet from a wholesale supplier. I'd put it in, scan unlimited. I'd see the profitable products and I'd buy them, and everything else, like if it didn't come up, I wouldn't really look at it any further. Right. And
You're
then
not going that extra mile. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just extra work, right? But I came across a brand and it was a really well-known brand and search volume was there, but it wasn't on Amazon at all. And without the brand's knowledge or anything, I took their UPC code. I created a listing like a lot of resellers and distributors do. If you have a valid GS1 UPC code and product, you can create a listing on Amazon without having the brand's approval. That's how a lot of these funky listings got started.
Right.
It's just a reseller who created it. And then it is the authentic product and UPC code. So Amazon's like, this is the listing on Amazon. So I started doing that with a lot of the products my distributor had access to. And then as you could imagine, like once it gets up and running on Amazon, the sales increase for the distributor too.
Yeah. And they're like, what happened here?
Yeah. It's like so many brands don't understand this, but like, okay, you sell to your distributor, but then you have no idea where the inventory goes. Does it go to the brick and mortar store? Did it go to some online retailer? Did the distributor sell it themselves on Amazon? Like there's this gray area. So having that set up too, it just made sense to where I'd go back to the brand and say, hey, I'm actually creating listings for you guys. I'm doing a little bit of PPC. And it made sense to just try to keep working directly with brands and with my distributor, because at the end of the day, some things I want to just test out. I'll place like small test orders. That's why distributors are great, to where if you're working with a brand, I can't just like buy 12 units sometimes and try to sell it. So that's the big differentiator too, right? Between arbitrage and wholesale. Like if you're just getting started and testing the waters, you start with arbitrage, because if you buy 12 units of a product and it gets gated or something happens, you're not totally cooked.
Yeah.
If you go wholesale route and you try to buy a product and it's one pallet minimum, and then something happens, like that'll ruin your whole experience with selling on Amazon. So you do have to slowly scale up.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, we can get into that a little bit, but let's see a couple questions from you guys.
So if any of you out there are active sellers wanting to do brand direct, brand partnerships, and scale wholesale the right way, click the link below and apply for the Wholesale Network. That is the only place where I offer coaching. So you get my one-on-one coaching inside, weekly group calls, access to our active community and coaches, brand partner playbook course, resources such as our supplier list, VA placement services, and so much more. So if you are a serious reseller and you want to scale this up and build a real team and system around your wholesale business, click the link below and apply.
Yeah, just like standard kind of ungating question. Yeah, so I mean, it's normal to get denials. You'll have to submit multiple times. I'm sure you've seen this, Jonah, where you're buying directly from the brand and then you try to get approved and they still won't take it, right? Like it's just totally normal to have to submit multiple times right now. Because I've also seen people are trying the blank pieces of paper again and they're working. So I think it's truly random at Ungating right now. Which
it's usually harder in
don't
Q4
do that.
too. Quarter four
exactly.
is hard to ungate.
Exactly. I think it has gotten a little bit easier, especially if they're taking blank pieces of paper again, which is, again, don't do that. If everyone starts spamming blank pieces of paper, then it's they're gonna make ungating really, really hard. So let's just play by the rules, right? Like don't hear that and go spam blank pieces of paper. Yeah, I've got something really cool for you on that, Jim Bob. If you're seeing trying to test auto ungates and stuff, should be in the next few days, next week, something like that. There's a new tool we've been working on. I just got auto ungated to sell 240 brands yesterday in about 5 minutes, just testing this new tool we're working on with. So you'll be able to get auto ungated in literally hundreds of brands in a couple minutes next week. I'm super excited.
Super valuable, even if you don't sell anything, because people with aged Amazon accounts, the more brands, categories you're ungated in, the more valuable it is long term.
Yeah, for sure. So when I saw that working, I was super pumped for especially for a lot of you newer sellers who are just trying to figure out what you can even sell. That'll be super fun. Let's see. What's up, Dennis? Is that something you take advantage of, Jonah? I'm not sure if you mentioned proxies.
Proxy, not necessarily.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Dennis. I don't think either of us are using that really. If you're using it for order cancels or something like that, maybe it could be smart. I haven't looked into it too much, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, well, I'm like I said, John. I usually just let the things come out, but I'm too excited to to show you guys it, and we were using it yesterday. So Let's see. Good question for you here from Devin. How much do you need to start?
I said $3,000 to $5,000 minimum. And that's just for product, right?
Sure.
You can open a lot of accounts that's $1,500 minimum, no minimum at all. But you don't want to get in that position where you open up an account, because the hardest part in wholesale is opening up the account, getting profitable price sheets. Yeah. You don't want to get in that position, have like a really good opportunity, and you have $200.
You do all the hard work. It's like, hey, here's a profitable item. We just need you to buy $5,000 of it. And it's like, okay.
I only have $500. Like that's why we say scale it up and get to the point. But you don't need as much as you think. It's just a lot of front end work. Like you're going to get denied. You got to open the account. Once you open it though, $3,000, $5,000 ready to go. I think you're good.
For sure. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. And we were kind of talking about, you're mentioning like, I mean, even you were saying like, it's probably not smart to immediately jump in and try to place big wholesale orders, like do some small reselling, that kind of stuff. Like, and a lot of people watching are arbitrage sellers. So like when would you start making that transition again? Like if you're a new seller again in 2026?
Yeah. So depends on where you're at comfortability wise too, just with not even capital and risk, but picking up the phone and calling somebody. That's the biggest difference with wholesale. Is with arbitrage, you can chill back, college dorm room. You don't have to pick up the phone and make money. With wholesale, that's close to impossible.
Yeah, I watched all of Game of Thrones and made my first like $1 million.
That's why a lot of people love it. That's why a lot of people love it, and it's for a lot of people. So if like you're crushing it and that's what is working for you, keep doing that. People think they need to get into wholesale because it's more scalable and they'll make more money, but then don't realize there's a lot of different nuances within the business, right? So if you're not actively doing outreach every week, you don't have a pool of warm leads that you can buy from. So overall, it's a transition, but I think you do it when you're ready to put yourself out there, go to a trade show. Like if you're willing to go to a trade show and talk to somebody, you will open accounts. You don't need huge capital to do so. So we have guys that do arbitrage seasonally. They know what products, they know Q4 and back to school, and they've sold those in the past. So they go back to those opportunities because why not? And they also do wholesale. So I think it's just with social media and Amazon niche, especially, like it's very much segmented, right? It's like arbitrage seller, wholesale seller, private label.
There's no reason to just do one. Yeah. All the smartest sellers I know are, reselling some stuff during Christmas. They're working on a private label over here. They're talking to brands, like, to do it all. Like,
or at least have dabbled with it all, right? Because you can dabble with different models and then see what you like and don't like. Because a lot of people get into Amazon, they're doing arbitrage because it's beginner friendly, but they might be 45-year-old man, 3 kids at home. They don't have time. They don't want to do that, but they have a sales background and they used to cold call, or they have no problem going to the local distributor in person and trying to open an account. That person should probably start wholesale sooner rather than later.
I totally agree.
Is there ever best for them?
Have you ever seen like on the flip side, is there like the type of person who just shouldn't get into wholesale? Like that could be interesting as well. Like for me, I started doing wholesale and I don't want to talk to suppliers all the time. Like I like just kind of building systems, doing my thing, that kind of thing. Like
Exactly. Like sales is uncomfortable a lot of the times. Like I had a background in sales. I did door-to-door sales. I was a sales rep. I did phone calls. So I used to hate it 100%. Now I'm fine with an uncomfortable conversation. And a lot of the times if somebody's telling you no, that is uncomfortable. But the biggest difference, what I've seen,
those are the answers you want, though.
Those are the ones you want, and the no is not always like a super hard no. It's just like, another Amazon seller. Like, no, we don't sell to you guys. And the guys who win, or they say, why not? Or did you have a bad experience? Or what's the current setup? Like, why aren't you doing it? And just asking more. Right? Because then it reveals what the pain point is. And the better you get at this, there's different solutions that you can provide to their pain point.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Sam and Screaming Sandy. Yeah, I still saw on Amazon. Sam, we did like 2 million in sales last year. Let's see. Devin, you said, are there some things you need before starting, such as LLC, and what else? Yeah, like what are the basics there? I know people say, you know, website, all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, seller. So like the Necessities, LLC, seller's permit. So you need a reseller's permit when you're opening up accounts. Website is close. It's not necessarily mandatory, but you're going to have better success if you have a website. So I would do so. Mandatory other than that, that's really it. A prep center, fulfillment center, somewhere where you're sending inventory and doing the shipments. I did wholesale like out of my garage for the first 2 years. We scaled it to six-figure months. Scaled it to 6-figure months before ever having a warehouse. So
I had wholesale pallets and stuff getting dropped off in my cul-de-sac growing up. Yeah.
It's cool. It's part of the journey. Like some of you guys, you might not think you're ready for wholesale because you live with your parents or whatever it is. That's not going to stop a distributor from selling to you if you are checking the right boxes.
Right.
So if you have the reseller's permit, the LLC, and you open an account, send it to your house, prep that thing yourself.
Yeah. Do you have an example of a wholesale website that you like to look at? That could be cool to just like look at real quick.
So it depends. There's different ways. Inside the wholesale network, we always said it's either like retail. You go to the retail site. I'm a retailer. So you did a lot of stuff with Corey, right? Corey sold wholesale for many years. He was like power tools. He was the power tool niche.
Right.
And Kez was like Power Tools Plus. So if you check that out, he has a retail site. They sell branded products. And if you're opening up distributors and wholesalers, that's one angle. And I had one in like the bicycle niche because I was mainly doing sporting goods, cycling, stuff like that. Now I also like majority of my business is service-based business. I'm a distributor, but I offer services too. So, I'm opening up a wholesale account, I'm reselling. And then when the conversation comes up, we're actually like an authorized partner for Amazon. We do the marketing, we create the listings, we run the ads. So I didn't want to be necessarily tight and strapped down to one niche. My business is Prime Retail Solution, primeretailsolution.com. It's more of an agency side of things. Landing page for services, right? So if somebody looks us up or, we're talking to them, talking to them in person, they can see some case studies, kind of what you do, general services. So for mine, I need to read it.
I'm pulling it up. Like some people
I need to redo the site too. I mean, to be honest, and here's the thing, guys, like I get no leads from my website.
Yeah, it's just like it just like shows credibility, like kind of shows what you're about.
No leads. That's a lie. I get like one probably every quarter, maybe.
For sure. Do you actually sell on Mercado Libre?
We did for a little bit.
Okay, I gotcha.
I want to sell everywhere. That's my thing. So like I sell Walmart, eBay, Shopify. We manage for certain partners too. And the thing is, like Amazon is 98% of the volume, right? But once you start doing services for people, the more you can do, the more valuable you are.
Right.
So a lot of times, if you're contacting a brand and they say no Amazon or whatever, and you say, how about Walmart? What are you guys doing there? And they're like, we don't do anything on Walmart. You can do it for us if you want. Sure.
And then they make some extra sales and they see that you're not
sales.
You don't want just the biggest piece of the pie. You're kind of in it for that.
And I'm adding value. Like I'm creating value for you, this brand. I'm creating new revenue streams. And then most of the time they're like, sure, you can sell everywhere.
For sure.
But there's checkpoints. Every brand's different. Deek.
What up, Sadiq? How you doing, man?
Good, brother.
OA King right there. Let's see. Any type of response where you stop sending requests for Ungates? No, just keeps them in.
Keep spamming.
Yeah. Like it should just be part of your daily process. Like I'll have a list, whether it's one brand I've been reapplying on or 20 brands I've been reapplying on, and just keep reapplying every day, and eventually you'll get it all through. You'll pretty much always have applications pending, and that's good. It means your store is like expanding what you can sell. Sweet. Let's see. Sabrina said, are warehouses willing to let you buy a small batch to see if you can use their invoices? And I'm not sure what an EFT form is. Maybe you've seen that before, but
I don't really know either.
Yeah, maybe you could speak to that there.
I don't really know what an EFT form is. I'm looking it up.
Okay. Well, then apparently it's probably not common then if neither of us have ever heard of it, Sabrina. Yeah. As
In
far as
terms of
like
testing, though, like test orders are
Yeah.
fine with distributors. You will open a lot of distributor accounts and be able to place a $500 order. It's usually not the best distributors, right? Like it's low hanging fruit, but in terms of ungating and things like that, as long as it's a legit supplier, you can buy small amounts.
Yeah, and I guess that's another kind of good topic. Like with those suppliers, obviously you need to make sure you're like allowed to buy from those suppliers. Like, and I've even seen like I saw somebody in the Discord group yesterday saying like, "Oh, I accidentally bought from like this like crazy like Discord group wholesaler type thing." Like, what do you stick to as far as like legit suppliers?
Yeah, so I do think the hardest part in wholesale is opening accounts, opening profitable accounts consistently.
And especially when the scammy ones are so easy to open and they're so profitable.
Right. And so like deep down, if it was too easy to open up, and like that's what they said too. They're like, the conversation doesn't seem the same, right? A red flag is when you go to a supplier's website and it says like, we are for Amazon sellers, wholesalers for Amazon sellers, distributors for Amazon and Walmart sellers. That's always a red flag because brands and suppliers don't need more sellers. Like there's no shortage of people who want to partner with a brand, a distributor, buy profitable inventory, sell it for 20% margin and at scale. So if it's a good brand and they sell hundreds, thousands of times per month, it becomes that much more competitive. So the filters, I think,
it's not going to increase how much they're selling. If they sell to 100 people or one, and the same people are just taking the Amazon listing, it just changes who's in the buy box.
It actually can hurt, like because there's no proven path there.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because Amazon likes when the listing is just very consistent. Having 100 different people is definitely not. Yeah. Let's see. Some companies don't want to sell to Amazon sellers. Yeah, I mean that's very true. And you're talking about like getting through those no's. So like, you said maybe we could sell on Walmart, or is there any other things like how else are you countering those no's?
I honestly ask questions. A lot of the times it's about asking questions and asking where they're at. I think sellers, especially new sellers, get too caught up on like, what are the scripts? What do I offer them? What's the value? And then you just say those things from day one. If you've never done it before, you don't have any brands or suppliers, it's very hard to be credible with that. And then also everybody is kind of offering things, offering. So listing optimization is when you fix up a bad listing, right? So if you see a brand on Amazon and you see they have bad listings, you don't just first email offer to optimize their listings. Why? Because they didn't even tell you that's a pain point of theirs. That might not be on their radar at all. So they're like, I don't care about listing optimization. Like I'm trying to figure out how, ABC Shoes is selling my supplement products online. Like they want to figure out the unauthorized sellers. Oh, okay. Well, we help brands clean up Amazon. We help monitor that. So it's different pain points. And then as you have those pain points, you got to respond with value.
For sure. See, you originally said, heard that fees are going up for the Amazon FBA. Will that increase price of software? It'll probably increase the prices of some software. I can tell you that the price of Boxum and the price of SellerAmp will not go up as long as you are already a user. And that's true. And for those softwares, we will never raise prices on people who already locked themselves in. A lot of software companies like jack up prices on stuff, but if you lock in a rate on Boxum or SellerAmp, you're going to keep that rate. So if you want to, make sure you're using the best, you can lock in those there. Let's see. Sabrina, you said, electronic funds transfer. Usually it'll be like a wire or something like that. So it is normal to, to send direct from bank account on that there. And
ACH.
Yeah. Are you using any like Melio or anything like that where you can credit card bill technically for like wires and stuff?
Yeah, certain partners we use Melio for.
Cool.
Melio mainly. Plastic is another one you could check out.
Okay. And that basically lets you use credit, but they effectively receive a wire, right?
Yep. So you pay a lot of vendors in wholesale will not take a credit card. So just if you don't have that trust built up yet, they don't want to take a credit card payment. It sucks. I know you got to earn it over time. For certain ones, they want ACH only. If they will receive the ACH payment, but if it's on Melio, you get charged on your credit card plus the 2.9%.
Yeah.
So for certain brands, we'll try to negotiate a little bit, like if you can get the price down 3%, well, you just saved on the credit card fee. Or if you can get free shipping, that helps offset it as well.
Or like at the very least, you buy it on like a 2% cash back, and then it costs you 0.9%, right?
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. You're selling in Germany. If you're just looking for like what to like best practices, kind of a checklist, just look up. Just dive into some free content on YouTube. There's also a checklist in the free course that's down below on my channel. There's kind of a lot of like different, like smaller rules you want to follow, just in terms of like, how fast does it sell, ROI, that kind of thing. Sweet. Which that also kind of, so when you're sourcing, I know a lot of, for like arbitrage, you can buy one thing, obviously, right? Like, when you do wholesale, like it'll be pretty common. Like the MOQ is like a year of inventory. Like, how do you handle that kind of stuff?
We try to negotiate that down.
Cool.
For sure, or spread it out over the year. That's another way. So with certain brands, like if they wanted a certain requirement, call it $50,000 or whatever, instead of like taking it all up front and hurting me and my cash flow, and now I'm sitting on inventory, let's spread it out throughout the year. I will take that. Yeah. I will take that $50,000, 100%. But first order looks like this. Second order, we start to gather that, because I want sales data too. And I think everybody should have a little bit of sales history before going big on orders. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my bad luck. Others in the space have experienced it too. But when it's like your first time and you go way too big,
it does always seem like the first. It's like, all right, everything's been going great. Yeah.
This is for different people at different levels too, right? Like if you're a brand new seller, buying 100 units is big. Buying 10 units could be big, right? When you could have bought one. Let's say if you're Ungated and you're in that store and you could have bought one as a test, but you bought 10, and oh wait, the listing got gated. Okay, that happens at every scale for Amazon. So keep that in mind as you scale. So
that's why having backups is always good. Walmart,
the $50 problem for one person, like that could be 5,000, 50,000, 5 million. So
yeah, we just had something that'll probably cost me like $5 to $7 grand this week, and that's just part of Amazon.
Yeah, and that's why it's cool too. Like you said, other channels, selling it through other channels. Shout out Israel. There's guys in the space that do like return management. You can just have liquidators that literally sell the stuff for you. You get a little cut. Things like that, I just think are valuable. You have to have different channels to move your inventory in case plan A is not 100%.
For sure. Let's see. You can use, I don't usually wouldn't be able to use PayPal unless they like send you a PayPal invoice.
Yeah, unless you have a PayPal credit card.
Yeah. Let's see. What if you make your own website and say you're trying to purchase for your own store and don't mention Amazon? So my thought would be it's always better to just kind of be upfront. Like, what do you think on that?
Yeah, what your thought process is how most people operated in the wholesale space for the last 10 years. So when somebody would say no Amazon, guy would go ahead and sell it anyways. It's a short lifespan to do so. You can get away with it, right, with certain brands and distributors and whatnot, but you put yourself out there, you're more likely to get clipped with IP complaints, whether they're real or not. Brands and suppliers will file complaints on you if, it was no Amazon and then you go and try to do it anyways. And that's why it's all about the landscape of the listing more so. So it's one thing if like they say no Amazon, but you bought it through a distributor and there's 20 people on the listing, like, sure, go ahead and see how it goes. If you're buying like directly from a brand and you're having conversations with them and you tell them you're going to sell on your site, but then everything's going to Amazon, I would not do that. I think that's shady. And I think over time you might make like $1 here and there, but you're going to lose bigger when you do lose.
Yeah,
so it's just
like
not
distributors talk to each other, brands talk to each other. Like,
yeah,
you'll be kind of, Yeah, yeah. All they'd have to do is look at the listing, click the seller. Oh, we just shipped stuff to that address. Okay, let's
Yeah, it's
not
very
sell to him
easy to
anymore.
find. Very
Yeah,
easy to find
exactly,
these things out.
exactly. Sweet. That's probably a good place to wrap the first Wholesale Friday here. Appreciate you, Jonah. Gonna be continuing to drop a bunch of a game for you guys on Wholesale, so make sure Fridays around this time you guys come and pop back in. I'll also put a link in chat. Jonah helps people start and scale wholesale businesses. And they'll even like help you find like your first wholesale supplier, all that kind of stuff. Like tons of detailed support. So if you guys want some help getting into wholesale, if you're already doing arbitrage or you're just like curious about wholesale, go click that link. Go look into working with Jonah there. Awesome.